Good evening. Welcome to the Man Cave. With schedules and holidays, I know everybody's all over the place. So are we. I apologize for that. But we did get a box today that I want to open up. We kickstarted the Elkin Vale Archwynd Vale Kickstarter. I missed out on both RPG Battles and Archwynd Vale when it had first come out. But watching the videos, looking into this, it looked like a great thing. So I did the full on where we got both the original box and the expansion. So this came in the mail. Picked it up this morning. Very pleased. Oh, is there a problem?
No, it's like a little tear in the plastic.
All right, so this is Archwynd. Kill the monsters, snag the treasure, survive if you can. In Archwynd, adventurers and monsters clash in a race to be the last player standing. Draw cards and use strategy to fight, or turn the monsters against your fellow players to improve your odds. It's every adventure for themselves. Archwynd is fast, fun, and addictive fantasy card game for 1 to 4 players ages 13 and up. Featuring an easy-to-learn rule, you can be playing in 5 minutes with no preparation. All good. Everything you need to play is contained within 96 cards, dice, health, and loot tokens, and endless amounts of fun. Says players are 1 to 4, takes 20 to 40 minutes. Minimum age says is 13. Made in China. So I don't know what the older version of the box looked like, but this was part of the deluxe edition of this current Kickstarter. There we go. So it's a fancy box. And I can't wait to show it off. If I can get into it. There we go. So the art is very pretty. I'm going to let you look at the cover there while I read you the back of this one. This is Archwynd Vale, requires Archwynd base game to play, which is what this is. Archwynd Vale adds new characters, monsters, and challenges to your game, along with support for up to 6 players ages 13 up. So while this game says that you can have 4 players, now with this we can go up to 6. Up to 6 is something I like a little bit better. Not that I often have that many people, but if my whole family plays, that's 5 of us. So, all right, so let's see what's inside.
It's beautiful artwork.
It is, and check this out. It's one of those magnet boxes.
That's very cool. It's very, very vibrant and bright.
There's our turn phases. 1, draw. 2, play cards. 3, redeem loot. 4, discard. And 5, roll for encounter.
Again, look,
expand your
very
game.
Vibrant, like, very bright color scheme.
Yeah, like I said, this is the deluxeified version. Here's our encounter thing. This is pretty cool. Set difficulty level. You've got God mode at 18, the difficult mode of 16, and the standard mode of 14. So this is a pretty big thing for just 3 numbers. I think that's pretty cool. To end your turn, you roll for an encounter. If you roll the encounter number or lower, you draw an encounter card and resolve it. It is a turn of the player who possesses the encounter wheel. Pass the wheel to the next player only when your turn is complete. So that's cool. So it's a first player marker or a current player marker and the encounter level. That's a pretty good way to do that. I kind of like that. All right, they gave us 3 D20s, which is interesting because it said it was for 4 players. Looks like we have some counters in yellow and red. And then we've got the card. These I know are character cards. I don't know what else this is. A lot more than just character cards. And then these I think are the encounters and everything. I don't think we're going to go through cards today. I'm just going to show you the boxes. Let's look at this rule book. So here's our game rules for Archwynd Vale.
And still more very vibrant and beautiful artwork.
Yeah, and this is not like paper. This is...
Oh, it's very shiny. Very shiny.
Yeah, there's a glare. Sorry about that. But if you look, I mean, this is easy to read.
It's almost like plastic.
Yeah. It's almost like a very thin cardstock instead of paper. I really like that. So here's your turns. Here's how to battle. Here's what we do with our hands and how to manage our cards.
Oh, I like that. I like the D20 drawing.
Yeah. Earning the loot, redeeming the loot, trap and venison cards, which are some sort of benefit. Your discard pile, run out of cards, adjusting the difficulty levels. Look at that art, it's gorgeous. Here, oh, an FAQ already. Variant play styles, solo play, rules for one player game. That's nice. Objective for the single player. Rule modifications for single play. Then we have team play over here, 2-player versus 2-player. Oh, and there's our parts list. A full sample game session in 10 rounds. Oh, in 18 rounds.
20.
20 rounds, wow. And more awesome art. I am tempted to open up that deck of cards and show you guys off the art, because this says Archwynd, and this is a commercial for this. It says an expansion deck for Archwynd, more characters, monsters, traps, and benisons, plus support for up to 6 players available now at rpgbattles.com. Apparently this is a
right on the front, there's a little like cut thing at the top as well.
I think I can go right here underneath the lid here. So this was a rebranding almost. Their original game was just called RPG Battles, and I looked it up online when I found out about this, and apparently a lot of people were they wanted more, and so they turned it into Archwynd Dale. Oh, look at that! Three more 20-sided die. So there's our 6, and that. Oh, and more red and yellow tokens. Oh, these cards are... Oh, look at this. I'm going to be able to show you the art. Ooh, this has actual tokens inside here. +1, +2 tokens. And look at how thick that is. That is awesome. These are not chintzy little token pieces. These are nice tokens.
You know, it's a very, very thick punch board. Yeah, it's as thick as the encounter thing.
Yeah, this is nice quality. Look at that. They gave me a dry erase marker.
Which probably, that might work on just like the rule book. Not that you should try it.
There wasn't a place to put it. There wasn't any need for it in there. This one, look at this rule book is there's a lot more to it. Maybe not. It's just because it's smaller. Ooh, wild magic results, because one of the expansion pieces that was a Kickstarter goal was a Chaos Mage, and we opened her up. It was the Chaos Weaver. Look at that art. She's beautiful. So here's Archwynd Vale. It's an expansion pack that requires the base game to play. There's the game overview. The new character types in this box. We have an Alchemist, a Barbarian, a Druid, a Monk, a Paladin, and a Chaos Weaver. So that's the 6 new character types that you can choose from. Character customization is a whole thing here. Point buy, AC armor class, attack bonus, hit points, cards. Here's some important rules that it goes over. And again, it's definitely a continuation of what was going on here. It's written the same way. It's got the same, so it's the same easy to read. Like I said, I have old eyes, which you guys all know by now. This does not look hard. A couple of variant homebrews here. It's set up for 1 to 6 player game. Nice. So on the first variant, we have critical fails if you roll a 1. Here we have Henchman. Nice. A FAQ for team play. When customizing, which player should control the Wild Magic Results card? When Wild Magic teleports the character away from the battle, what happens? That's pretty cool. Here's the results. Here's an example of what the results card is. Here's the parts list for this box. And then, the legal stuff. And this was the legal stuff. It came in a separate piece. So I think, for now, I'm going to keep the 2 games separate, because I'll probably try a game or 2 with the basic version first, just to make sure I know what I'm doing. But yeah, that's what the dry erase is for. You write right on your character card. That's interesting. So we have an Alchemist. There's the Barbarian, the Chaos Weaver. She's gorgeous. The Druid. That's nice too. The Fighter. And if you look, that Fighter card, that's the updated version of the one from the base game. the monk, the paladin, the ranger, the rogue, the sorceress. So those are cards all from the base game. So this is the this is for the version when you want to write on your stuff, and if you play the version where you want to just use the regular cards, look, they made new ones. These are just the new cards, I think. Yeah, these are the cards that come with this set, and then these would go with this. And if you want to use this enhanced version of play, then you have all of the cards over again. So that's pretty cool. I think that's very decent of them to give us two sets like that. There's our variant for the wild magic rules for the sorceress. That's pretty cool. And then these are... Alright, it looks like this is your encounter deck. So we put this deck down, and then you have these benisons, which are benefits. Like this one says, it's the Bugle of Blasting. Sonic Power knocks your opponent off their feet. So this here says, you place this near your character card until it's used. You may exit a battle at any time by returning a card and monster to the bottom of the encounter deck. After use, you collect no loot. So that's how that benison works. Here's another benison. Oh, here's a bad guy version. There's a version of bad guy. That's an Ettercap. That is pretty sick looking. And by sick, I mean cool. Looks like it has 2 life. Here's a fallen angel. Look at that art. This is going to be a fun game to play. A fire drake, a gargoyle, the gas spore, the Kamadan, a mantis. Ooh, that is cool looking. Looks sort of like a Thri-Kreen from the D&D Desert Dark Sunset. A Negro Grub. This was also one of the Kickstarter goals. A Rat Swarm, a Stump Fiend, Black Tentacles, Cursed Weapon, nice, Energy Drain, and a Kamikaze Goblin. So yeah, these are extra cards that go. So that's why this deck was so much bigger in the base set. This has things like, I think it said that you can gain. Like these are, I believe, the loot. These would be the size of the loot cards, which is what this is, loot and magic and stuff. But for this game, there are some times where you don't have encounters, and you can gain good stuff and like the boons. And so that must be what the rest of those cards are. But that's it for today. Thanks for being here. If you guys like this, I think it's still available at rpgbattles.com, especially now that it looks like the Kickstarter versions have arrived. So I'm pretty sure that on the thing it said that they sent out everybody's, and we all should be happily playing soon. So I'll probably set up a game of this. I'll try it a couple of times, and maybe we'll film one so you guys can see how a playthrough works. Especially if I can convince my kids to play with me. My little one was watching the videos today while we were doing yard work. He's like, "This looks really cool." So we might have another video for you on this sometime this week. Otherwise, I can't tell you when we're going to film next because our schedules are all over the place right now. The holidays coming are really screwing our ability to get things done. I apologize for that, but you know, you're all going through holidays too, so you all know how it is. So until we meet again, may all your rolls be crits.